Well, hello, good evening, everybody. How the devil are you all? It's Jamie here, and welcome to this our Monday Night Live with Travel Blog Jamie. And I must apologise, I've literally just run in from the living room where I was eating my tea. I feel like I've got food everywhere in my mouth. It's all like gluing together. So I'm really sorry if I pull fun. I always pull funny faces, but faces tonight. I'm used to doing Monday Night Lives at about, what was it, 8? So, hey, surprise! I hope you're all well. And also, can I just say to you all, a happy new year officially. Yes, it's water. I've been on a cruise, so it's water again. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you had a great one. If you want to share what you got up to, anything exciting, please do drop that in the comment section. I'll try and catch up with that a little bit later and see what mischief you all got up to on New Year's Eve. I'm imagining some of you were, I don't know, found in the gutter in the morning, something like that. Does that sound about accurate? Some of you would have been asleep by 8 p.m., no doubt. Some of you somewhere in the middle. Actually, Matthew and I, what did we do? We were in Basingstoke for New Year. We went out for a couple of drinky poos. No, bring in the drinks. And our favourite restaurant, Chennai Express, of course, and drinky poos. And then we had a little party for two at home with a bit of dodgy pop music on in the background, lights everywhere, our little globes. I can't remember what I think we had some sort of New Year scene going on the television. It was nice. I even made it till midnight. I absolutely made it to midnight, which is great. Someone's saying I should have done a world cruise on Bolette. I really wouldn't like to leave Matthew and my babies for 3 months. No, thank you. Maybe one day we'll all go together, but that's certainly not something I would be planning in the near future. That would be terrible. I could never. I get homesick if I'm away for a week to 2 weeks. I'm homesick by the end of it. So, world cruise, no good for me. But I can at least say I've been on a segment of a world cruise itinerary from Liverpool to Southampton. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. Anyway, many of you maybe, back to work today. I've been reading some of your woes on Facebook and on Instagram as well. So how are we all doing on this fine Monday the 6th of January 2025? Let's see your scores in the chat. 0 being immediate check-in needed. 10, it's like, I mean, you're riding that rodeo bull all the way to the horizon. I'm not sure what I am today. I'd say I'm a perky 8-ish, I would say, after a very nice start to the year. Lovely to see some of you getting your packing cubes for your Christmas prezzies from the travelblogjamie.com shop. Thank yous as well coming through. No, you're welcome. Thank you for your support. And you've plucked up the courage to go on is that a solo cruise? I'm just trying to catch Hazel's. At the age of 60, I finally plucked up the courage to leave the country. Leave the country alone. Would you recommend first cruise? It kind of depends, Hazel, on what your preferences are on board, what you think they'd be. Is it about partying? Is it about chilling? Is it about small ships, larger ships? Are you into the itinerary? I don't know, because I love Virgin Voyages, but then on the other end of the spectrum, I love Fred Olsen, and somewhere in the middle, I'm good with Princess. What are we looking for? Now, I'm quite surprised how perky you are. Most of you are 7, 8, or 9, and a couple 10s. I'm really pleased to hear that, actually. Very often at the start of a new year, when people are back to work, it's all a bit sluggy, isn't it? A bit sluggish. So very pleased. Oh, Joy's going snowboarding on Sunday. I haven't been skiing / snowboarding for a number of years. I would love to do that again. I think Matthew would quite happily do that as well, like a land-based one. Get a nice little lodge, somewhere you can ski into and out of, a little sauna, maybe a jacuzzi outside on the porch, snow everywhere. Wouldn't mind doing that again. Angela said, was that Brothers for 60s? Oh, 60s themed party. She's going to be like, I'm not 60. Grooving the night away, groovy baby. Currently about a 5, but getting higher watching your live chat. So when you say you're getting high, now I'm not one who would ever judge you. Other people might, of course. You mean the numbers going up rather than you and your heightened sense of enjoyment, joy, awareness, etc. Anyway, can I just remind y'all before we start properly, please do come over to the Dark Side Face Ache. If you want to join me on Facebook, it's Jamie W. Robbins. There's a bit of a waiting list for friends because you can't have over a certain number. So if somebody like deletes me, defriends, unfriends me, is it unfriend they say? Unfriend. Then I can pop you on, pop you in. But otherwise, you can just like follow the page as well. That's absolutely fine. I'm on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky at Travelblog Jamie, Patreon. There's 517 of you. I can't keep up. It's amazing. It's crazy. Patreon.com/travelblog Jamie for all your behind the scenes bits and bobs, odd and sod, nick and nap, brick and brack. And my patrons get all of the info and pictures of stuff first. Sorry, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Cameo.com/travelblog Jamie for your personalized video messages. Thank you for making me feature in the top 13% worldwide of most requested Cameo videos. This makes me laugh. I love some of the messages. Could you please say to my husband or wife or girlfriend or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Could you be rude? Could you use innuendo? I love it. See you on some of those, okay? Right, coming up today, we're going to be talking a little bit about Costa cruises and Costa Toscana. My group cruise, very exciting news about that today. It is an update, I promise you, not an update saying I've spoken to someone and I'll get back to you all in 5 weeks. No, an actual proper update. Talking about my Fred Olsen cruise and also a Q&A. Please don't post your questions just yet, as I am. Yes, it is. Well, then someone said there's a lot of postcards. There are a lot of postcards. Not everybody is a tier 4 or 5 person though. So I only have to send out 115 postcards every month. It's a lot. It's awesome. I've got my piles of postcards here ready to sort out for last month. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I do. And then your Q&A, as I said, so please don't post your questions right now. I am not likely to see them until later. And I can see Lost Ashore, our Victoria is in the house. She's very good at reminding people and keeping order. Order, I say. Order, thank you. And there you go. Ali Wax is the hold off with the questions until I say yeah, fire. I agree. Please hold fire for now. Right, so first of all, let me talk a little bit about my Fred Olsen mini cruise. It was the very first part of the world cruise, simply going from Liverpool to Southampton. What it meant was, and they picked up lots of passengers today, and I know they're already off into the sunset. I'm very excited for them. The sense of excitement on board was absolutely palpable, tangible. It was so lovely. It felt wonderful. And yes, I would have loved to have stayed on if I could ship Matthew and the babies on board for 3 months as well. So in my view, it was like a repositioning cruise, and quite a few people joined just for the 2 nights. A lot of newbies to Fred Olsen, and quite a mixed demographic on that particular cruise as well, which I thought was lovely to see. So I am hot-footed up to Liverpool. Stayed at the Malmaison Liverpool, which you might be aware is one of the closest hotels to the cruise terminal. I think not quite as close as, is it the Crown Plaza, I remember? But blimey, what a lovely hotel. I've stayed in the Malmaison in Reading, not quite as exotic. The Malmaison Liverpool, oh, and the one in Oxford, I stayed in that one. The one in Liverpool is bloody gorgeous. I absolutely recommend it. It costs a little bit more than some of the other hotels in the area, but my breakfast was included, and wow, what a breakfast. That was humongous. I think I paid £130 for the night, and that included a crazy breakfast. But what a fantastic room I had. So if you're on my Facebook page, you will have seen that. It was just splendid. Views of the docks. I had a quick wander around the docks. Now, in my day, when I used to say I had to wander around the docks, that meant something else, especially coming from Plymouth back then. It was a genuine, innocent wander around the docks, along with lots of other people. And the sun was just setting. It was just beautiful lighting. Gorgeous. Love Liverpool. Love the vibe. Love the people there. And a number of people staying at the hotel when I was in the bar recognized me, came over, had some drinks and then more drinks, and it was just lovely. It really was. My boarding time on Fred Olsen Bolette wasn't until, and it's Bolette, by the way. I know if you speak French, you might want to pronounce it Bolette. It's Bolette. And I didn't know this. Bolette, the name of Fred Olsen's great-grandmother. Didn't know that. There's a big picture of her up on one of the walls. I think it's the Morning Light pub on board. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So my boarding time wasn't till like 3:30, 4:45. And it just so happens that Sale with Gail and Mike were in the neighborhood passing through. They knew I wasn't boarding until then, so they popped in to the bar at the Malmaison about, I think it was about like 2:45, something like that. I can't remember. And we had a little chinwag. It was nice to see them. A couple pickies, and then off I went, taking my case to the ship. I got to the gate, and the ladies there said, I think you might be the last person to board. So I was fashionably on time for my slot, but it feels like no one else kept to their time slots, and they were all able to board without any issues. So I felt kind of special, last one on board. I loved that. They said to me as I was going through the gate, I think the captain would rather leave at 4 p.m. than 4:30 p.m. I'm like, I'm on it. I'm on my way. So obviously there was no one at check-in, so it was straight on, and I had an upgrade. My cabin was upgraded from an ocean view to a balcony suite. Now, before people start saying, oh, that's because you're a vlogger, may well be the case. However, I was delighted to hear, because the ship wasn't full, a number of people were very excited on board who came to speak to me to say that they'd been upgraded. They're like, Jamie, I can't believe it. I've got a balcony. It's a balcony suite. And I'm like, yay, go you. So, and I saw that on the Facebook page, Fred Olsen Facebook pages, a number of people saying they'd had upgrades. So good on Fred Olsen for filling those lovely, lovely cabins. And congratulations to those people who had the upgrades. So I didn't know that until I checked in. The balcony suites, I've had one before in Fred Olsen. They're lovely. They are such good spaces. I know, like, what interests me, some people, the first thing they say if I post pictures of those cabins are carpets, carpets, carpets. I don't like the carpets. And I have to be honest with you, I don't really think carpets is the first thing that ever comes to my mind when I board a ship or a cabin. It's really not. I was like space, first of all, amenities, facilities, that kind of thing. And then carpet, I don't really mind the carpet. It's fine. So it was a fabulous 2 nights. It was super busy. I did a ship tour and a cabin tour, and my usual feature length. That's what feature length looks like in arm and handography terms. I know that makes some of you seasick. Get over it. Put those bands on. Take some pills when you're going to watch me, okay? I've forgotten what I was saying. Yada, yada, yada. So, yes, the cruise. Great crew, which is the Olsen way. You would expect that. Food was great. I went to Colours and Taste last night, the Asian-inspired restaurant. Now, I've been there before, but the menu is a little bit different. The menu has improved, in my opinion. And also, I'm not just saying this, I think it was possibly one of the best meals I've ever had at sea on any cruise line or ship. Really, really, really. Yeah, it was amazing. The service in there is also spectacular, really. I sampled some of the entertainment for you. Oh, that's what I was saying. I was on my filming. I sampled some of the entertainment for you. Now, some people online have said the entertainment they feel needs a bit of an upgrade, a bit more life. Maybe because this was a repositioning 2-nighter. I felt like the entertainment in the theatre was suitable actually, and I didn't even mind some of it. And you know me, I'm a bit like, ooh. A couple of the ladies, the girls on the entertainment team had superb voices, and I was at the back because I like to be able to make a quick exit if it's not for me. And I was just sort of surveying, and the number of people like pulling those wow faces at some of the vocals, I think that spoke volumes to me. So well done to the team. And the other thing about this cruise was that every venue I went to, it felt like there was some live music, which you know I'm a fan of. If I'm in a bar having a couple drinky boos, a bit of live music, some singing is great. I had a little boogie. A couple of my patrons were on board. They didn't tell me the naughty things that were going to be there. I was walking through the observatory, which is like Fred Olsen's crow's nest, so up high at the front, you know, surround glass for those fabulous views. And I just remember hearing, Jamie, Jamie. That's me, by the way. And there they were, sat there, naughties. One of them in one of my merchy hoodies. That was funny. So it was very nice to see them. The thermal suite, fabulous. Still for private hire, you get it for an hour, and it's £15 if you are on your own. It's £10 per person if you're sharing a cabin. You get the whole thing to yourself, and I mean that's fantastic value. I should have said the specialty dining, £15 if you book it on board, £10 if you book it in advance. It's phenomenal. Gratuities, daily gratuities on board Fred Olsen, £5 per person per day. And the drinks on board, I forgot again, are very good value. I don't necessarily think they've got it right with their drinks package, I'll say that. But cocktails at £7, I think they were all £7. I mean, can't really complain about that. So it was a great 2 nights. It was busy. I was filming nonstop. I was hoping for blizzards, rough seas. As it turns out, no blizzards, moderate seas, 4-meter swells, and you could feel the movement because we weren't moving with the swell, so we were going against it, and you had a little bit of that. I love that, you know I do. It wasn't actually that bad. It lasted a few hours in the daytime, but I went out to do my ship tour. And when I got to the top, the open decks, like it was near gale force winds at that point. So I think it's going to be quite an amusing ship tour when I go outside, that's for sure. I think I was filming myself at one point like, woo! A bit more of a lively ship tour. We like that. We like that. We like that. Okay, so yeah, great. Now let me go straight on to group cruise before we talk Costa, actually, because as you know, the group cruise I'm doing, or maybe you don't know, is with Fred Olsen, and I have been organizing this directly with Fred Olsen. And no offense to any TAs out there, it's direct, so that means they're able to offer larger discounts that would ordinarily go to the TA and commission, etc. So conversation with them today. I've signed some documentation, and I'm going to remind you of a couple of things if you want to pencil it in your calendar if you're interested. It's the 4th of January 2026, so it will be taking place this time next year. It's on Fred Olsen's Borealis, sailing out of and back into Portsmouth. And we are going to be going to northern Norway. So yes, it's a cold cruise. Some people are like, oh, but it's a cold cruise. I'm like, yes, that's right. Snowy, cold, awesome, in search of northern lights. That's exactly what I would want. Someone's saying that Fred Olsen drinks are more expensive than you would pay at home in pubs. Well, good luck with every other cruise line. Is all I'm going to say about that, Nikki. They are probably cheaper than nearly every cruise line I've actually sailed with, like ever. Don't go on any other cruise lines; you'd be upset. So we're going to, I think it's Navik, Bodo, Alison and Stavanger. So the first 2 are in northern Norway, the other 2 sort of further south. It's 10 nights. And I wanted to just give you some details about prices and so on. So if you want to know what the price will be, if you go online and have a look at that cruise at the moment, we can secure a 7% discount on those prices. If you're already loyalty tier members of Fred Olsen, there's another 5% discount. And they're also going to throw in £150 onboard credit per person. And there's going to be, assuming at least 15 people in total book onto this group cruise, there'll be a hosted drinks event just for us. You don't need to pay for your drinks or anything, and canapes and music, etc. Alongside all of that, there will be a menu of activities and things that you might want to sign up for that I'm going to host myself. So one will be a group excursion. They're going to do a Q&A with me or something in the lounge, which like no one has to sign up to that, like come in or avoid like the plague. There's going to be a cocktail making class that people can sign up for, a specialty dining, hosted specialty dining with me. And for people who want it, there'll be a rotation in the main dining room with me eating at different tables. Or if there's enough people, they're going to, for 1 or 2 nights, put us in a totally separate dining area and look after us all as a group. So there's lots going on there. So I'll just say again, yeah, Amy, I mean, I can't, I've just traveled up to Liverpool from the south to do a 2-night cruise. So I have to say I'm not on the same page as you when it comes to that. I think it's totally worth it. Like if I were going on a land-based trip and I was doing a 9-hour flight, I've done that for like 4 nights before, and it's always worth it to me. But everyone is different. This is the cruise. This is the one that we are going to be doing. I thought that they did quite a lot of cruises from up north, to be honest with you. I've seen, and also to northern Norway and winter cruises. I was looking at the brochure yesterday when I was sat in the bookmark cafe on board, and I thought there was a good amount from up north. Maybe I'm wrong. So that's going to be the cruise. Now, when can people book? Well, first of all, you can't. If you book directly with them, that's fine. You know, you're off on your own. That's great. If you're booking onto the group cruise, there will be a link and a digital brochure with all the details. They've promised me it will be ready and live to go within 2 weeks from today, maybe a bit sooner as well. So I'm going to be posting that on my Facebook page, on my Patreon page, on the Fred Olsen group that Victoria and I are now running. It's Fred Olsen Tips and Tales. And also on my Cruise Tips and Tales group as well. So I'm going to post it in multiple places, and I will remind people on here. So if you're interested, that will be live in 2 weeks' time. But you can at least get a good idea with regards to prices. Whatever the current price is for the cabin you look at and you think that's the one you want, then it will be at least 7% less than that. And if you're already a loyalty team member, you should get a further discount. And don't forget, you get onboard spend, £150 each added to that. Oh, and I should have said solo cruisers. They have assured me that they won't be adding all those supplements to solo fares, and that passengers would indeed still get like a twin room to themselves, which I'm very pleased to hear. The last thing I wanted to say about all of that, because we're going to move on, is so keep an eye out on the socials for it if you're interested. It should be 2 weeks at the latest when the links are ready for you to sign up. But I wanted to just remind everyone I'm not a TA. And if you're booking onto it, you're not booking a contract with me. That has nothing to do with me, I promise you. You're booking your contract with Fred Olsen as the cruise line. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If you have any specific questions about any of that, you can message me separately. But I know there are a lot of people interested. A lot of people have already said they're coming. They've booked time off work, which I'm very excited about. I think from my point of view, I've never wanted to do a group cruise, as many of you are aware. I've been bullied into it, but I couldn't be happier about doing a group cruise with someone like a company like Fred Olsen, and what they are providing for us, I think, is really good value. And sorry, but much better value than I've seen with some other group cruises. Sorry, but it's true. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Right, moving on. Costa Cruises. Well, that's raised a few eyebrows amongst people out there. So Costa Cruises have very mixed reviews online, like a couple of cruise companies. And some of you have messaged me separately to say, Jamie, not sure you're going to necessarily enjoy or be aware of this, or extra charges for this, that, and the other. So my cruise fare was £800, and that includes my return flights from London Heathrow to Milan in Italy. It also includes transfers from the airport to Savona, which is where the ship is docked. And it's a sea view cabin, and it's solo price. So for me, I think that is a very, very good deal indeed. Very, very, very good deal. So I'm very pleased with that. So I actually don't mind about certain supplements on board. I really don't, because I think it's such a good deal. And when I went and had a look today, there were solo fares for, I think it was 300 for an entire week. That didn't include flights. I didn't even look at it. If you were traveling with somebody sharing a cabin, it would have been less than that. So it's amazing value. So I'm fully prepared to be paying some supplements here and there. The itinerary, I made a note because I'm terrible at remembering itineraries. So starting in Savona, then going to Marseille, Barcelona, Palma de Mallorca, Sicily, Palermo in Sicily, then on to Civitavecchia for possible tours to Rome. So it's going to be very interesting, not just sailing with Costa Cruises for the first time. Indeed, it's on board Toscana, which was launched in 2021 from memory, and holds up to something like 6,554 passengers. So the same model as P&O's Iona, Avia, some of the largest AIDA ships as well, the same model as those. I don't know how busy it's going to be. Most kids should be at school. It's winter. I don't know how many people decided on an itinerary like that in January. So I'm not expecting good weather or warm weather. You never know your luck, of course. I've certainly been lucky with weather up until the Fred Olsen cruise. Yeah, back down here with all of that weather, it was fine. But before that, on a real cruise of Christmas, we had like really good, sunny, sometimes cold, but sunny, beautiful weather. So we'll see what that's like. I'm looking forward to bringing you all the gossip from Costa. I'm going on this cruise without doing much research as well. I don't want to look at other vlogs, YouTube videos of the ship. When I'm filming this cruise for y'all, you're going to experience it exactly the same way as I am, at the same time as me not knowing anything and finding my way around the ship. What's what? I'll probably be like, what? I got to pay for this, that, and the other. That's a lot of money. Who knows? So I think it's going to be exciting, something very, very different. And just for your info, after that, oh God, I'm going to school tomorrow, not to learn. Oh, don't forget those thumbs up, please. I've been yapping so much, I forgot to say a thumbs up, a cheeky thumbs up would be awesome if you wouldn't mind, folks. Thank you very much. I'm going to school tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, to help do speaking exams for the little tiny year 8s. In fact, I taught some of them. I taught some of them last year when they were in year 7, so it'll be nice to see them, and hopefully their Spanish is coming on. So I'm going to do that for the remainder of the week, and then Friday when I finish, I'm going to hot-foot it back home, pick bits and bobs up, get changed, head to Heathrow for the evening. I think I'm staying at the Leonardo. I've stayed there before at Heathrow. It's really, really very reasonable, like £50-something for the night. and then yeah, early morning flight to Milan on Saturday. Exciting. But when I come back from that, there's a few days, and then Matthew and I are heading to Center Parcs, our beloved Center Parcs. We're heading to the forest. We've got some lovely plans there. We will be flying through the trees. We will be hurling ourselves down the rapids. We've hired our bikes, cycle around the forest. You know, it's going to be nice, and we've got a lovely little lodge. And then at the very end of January, I will be heading to San Francisco for a couple of nights before joining Ruby Princess for the Hawaii and Mexican cruise. Busy month, I would say. Right. On that note, come on, let's get to 100 thumbs up. 97. We're going to hand over. I'm going to hand over to Lost. Like, shame, people. Less than 100 thumbs up with 98. Going to hand over to you all now. If you've got any questions or you want to shout out, I do shout outs now and then. It's time to get posting below. I'm going to start literally from the bottom. Okay. So the last thing I could see is Lost Ashore saying, shame. Less than 100 thumbs up. We've got over 100 now. No, the thumbs up doesn't do anything for me, doesn't do anything for algorithms on here or anything. I just like getting to at least normally 300 on one of these by the time it's gone out and people are watching replay. It's an OCD thing, okay? Holiday House says, love Longley, Center Parcs, not too far from me. I love it as well. We both love it. It's so relaxed and so chilled. We've got people putting thumbs up in the chat, but it's actually supposed to be in the, is it the top left-hand corner for you lot? You click on the thumb. But thank you. Pete wants to know what my annual iced latte budget is. I don't have one because it would be ridiculous and scary. I do think it's a better habit to have than smoking or something like that, though, and probably cheaper. You know, I think I only had 2 iced lattes on Fred. They were very nice, actually. Holiday Have says Aquasana Spa. Yes, it's a good one, isn't it? It's a lovely spa at Longleat. Lost Shore, Pete, that is cracking. I thought it was a cracking. Young at Sea, now that you've been on Bolette and Borealis, which is your favourite? I like them both equally, really. I love the fact that Bolette has got a pool at the back, but otherwise they are identical, pretty much. We got more thumbs up. Click on the thumbs up in the corner. Hadwins, have you looked at any Christmas, New Year's Eve cruises for this year yet? No, I haven't yet, actually. Matthew and I were talking about what to do, and we are undecided as of yet. We were thinking we might go away prior to Christmas or just after and have a couple nights in a nice hotel in London or something. We're not really sure. The Moaning Cub Club. Moaning. Oh my God, you're zipping up. I need to get you back. Get them back. Any food recommendations for a port visit to Hamburg booked on the Preziosa? No. Honestly, you can blame me all you want. I'm a bad influence. I don't have any recommendations for eating in Hamburg, if I'm honest with you. Because normally we go to Fish Fanny and the likes. I'm not being rude, by the way. I know some of you think I'm really rude. Someone said on my vlog last week, they said, you're getting worse and worse and ruder, naughtier. I'm like, I don't think I'm getting any of those things. I just am. It's just not actually listened to some of what I've said previously. I think it's probably more accurate. I think I'm more measured. So we tend to go and eat in the little stalls along the river. Where they got the little river walk. We'll have a little pick of bits and bobs, odds and sods all the way down there. There is pretty much next to the Hard Rock Cafe, I think, on the riverfront, this cavernous German restaurant. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe some of you will remember. It's generally where some of the shuttles drop you off. I can't remember the name of it. You wouldn't miss it. It's massive. It's on the river where Fish Fanny and all the little stores are. We've eaten there once where we had a traditional schnitzel and so on, and it was very nice. So yeah, that maybe other people have got some recommendations for Hamburg, but yeah, we love picking our way through those stores by the river. If I'm honest with you, is it Ciara Nolan, is that right? Happy New Year, Jamie. Love all your videos. Do you have a bucket list cruise for the future? I mean, I'm doing some this year. Hawaii, that's definitely a bucket list for me. And I think I'm toying with booking um, an Icelandic cruise and Alaska as well. I wouldn't mind cruising around more countries in Asia, but I kind of like doing my land base in Asia because I like to explore thoroughly. Um, yeah, so my first bucket list one is later this month. So I'm very happy about that. I meant to say Moaning Cub. I hope you have a great time on Preziosa as well. I am going to assume you've got a very good deal on that one. No, nothing planned for the solar eclipse in 2026. That's way too far for me at the moment. I tend to book more last minute now that I have the flexibility of time and being able to travel outside of school holidays. I'm not saying that in a smug way. It's just the reality. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. I never noticed that. We're on the way to 200 now. Yes. So, no. And I'm not sure that I would do one of those cruises because the costs are quite high. We'll see. We'll see. What have you got for that, Craig? Anything? Simon. Oh, Simon, I'll be seeing you soon. What is your favorite cruise ice latte? I don't think I've got one. The thing is with me and ice latte, I just like it plain and simple, just like me. So I don't think I've got one. I tell you, one of the best iced lattes I've had is Anvil, the Anvil coffee roasters just down the road from us. They invited me to have a tour, and they know that I've got a bit of a problem when it comes to coffee and drinking too much. And they made me some amazing coffees, including an iced coffee there. And they did this great foam on top. But actually, and in all seriousness, Simon, I think they're much on cruise line. It's just milk, coffee, and ice. So I can't say I've got a favorite there. Sorry. I'm not good with the favorite question. You know that, don't you? Stickman Edits. That sounds like someone from school. How are you feeling about Costa Cruises? Are you nervous on the reviews? No. Honestly, I'm not. I'm never nervous about reviews. I ignore the reviews. I mean, I encourage you all to ignore me as well, honestly. I always say, make up your own mind. You know, Costa Cruises is clearly doing very well. They have a very large fleet, so they must be getting something right. Whether they're going to be my cup of tea, I don't know yet. But I'm going with an open mind. And like I said, I am doing minimal to no research on the ship itself. So that really is going with an open mind, isn't it? So I'm not watching anything about the ship. So I'm not nervous. Maybe I am curious as to how everything's going to sort of unfold when I arrive at the airport. And I do know some Italian, so I think that will help me. But, you know, the transfer, I don't really know what I'm looking for there. I'm not sure that they're going to have Costa reps there or anything. So it could be wild. And I'm imagining a lot of the announcements, if not all of them, will be in Italian, maybe none in English. So that will be a challenge. I'm looking forward to that. I like a challenge. So no, not nervous. Curious, definitely. Holiday Hev at Hadwin's. We're doing Queen Anne in December. There you go. Hadwin's go. Book a cruise with Holiday Hev. I hope your New Year's Eve of DJing, by the way, went well. Hadwin's. Shore, he published a full list of what he's doing for the year. You can find it on his socials. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, I do try and post that every couple of weeks as well, because one of the questions I'm asked more than any is, where are you going? Are you doing this? What are you doing? Are you going on that cruise, etc.? Some people, bless you, can you come on this cruise with us? That's really sweet of you. Like, here's my schedule. It is filling up, but there's still gaps. I've got gaps for this year, which is why I was saying I'm not really looking at 2026 yet, apart from the group cruise, because I got to give people time to apply for time off work or just tell them you're not going, to save, to pay off, and all that sort of jazz. So that's my only cruise book for 2026. But thank you, Lost Ashore. Here comes Vicky Teese. Shout out to Mama and Papa T's who have made Christmas and New Year so special, even though it's been a difficult few weeks. Oh, I know. We had a nice catch up recently. We did, bless us. Shout out to Mama and Papa T's. And can I just thank you for sharing pictures of your Christmas presents with me? It made my day seeing you opening presents of your ironing board and your, what do you call those little towers you put your clothes on, you cover them with things. What are they called? Do you know what I mean? Like the dryer things, all of that. Joel, your new iron as well, Mama T's. Really pleased for you all. Bless you. Joe, can any of you knowledgeable people, I feel like this is gonna scroll too far. I'm really sorry if it does. Tell me which lines cruise out of Malaga. I'm not familiar with cruise lines with Malaga as the home port, although Morella would come close to that. I know they often sail in and out of Malaga. So let's see if anyone more knowledgeable than me can help with that question. People are thinking Lost Ashore. She's good like that, isn't she? She's good like that. There's no capacity for the group cruise, Richard. Well, there is actually. I'm absolutely certain that 1,300 people, which is I think around the capacity for Borealis, are not going to book onto my group cruise. But there's no limit. It's as many. You know what? Maybe this sounds like a very low number, but for the drinks event to be viable, I need 15 people in total on the group cruise. There's no minimum number for the group cruise to take place, but for the drinks event to take place and for it to be hosted, we'd need 15 people. Otherwise, I've got to host it. Although Fred did say, bless them, Fred Olsen said they would put money behind the bar for those of us on the group cruise if it were fewer than 15 for that evening. That's nice, isn't it? I should have asked how much, shouldn't I? Enough to have a few little tipples, though. So, yeah, maximum capacity would be filling the ship. Pete says, I've been dying to ask that. Thanks, Jamie. No problem at all. You know that Matthew and I, we actually make iced coffees at home as well to keep the cost down a little bit. Yeah, what a terrible addiction, eh? Lost Ashore says, departing Malaga, you are looking at Morella, Costa, MSC. Yeah, I'm not even familiar with MSC using Malaga as a home port. Maybe they do, but certainly those three cruise lines will be in and out of Malaga with a degree of regularity. Absolutely. Hazel asked so I've been asked this question multiple times recently, and I think there might be a misconception. How do you find your bargain prices? Do you book last minute? I don't always have bargain prices. I absolutely don't. But I will say that booking nearer the time, like the Morella Caribbean cruise I did recently, I booked a couple months before. That was a bargain price for a solo passenger. There's no doubt about it. The Costa Toscana, if you look at their website, their cruises of the Mediterranean going out in January, being winter, are really, really good value. Yes, I booked that more last minute as well. I think the key is, as I'm getting used to things, booking a little bit more last minute and not in school holidays is making a massive difference to me and cruise costs. And just to clarify something as well, some real snotty, I'm sorry, she was snotty and a meat sandwich, snotty lady who I've since blocked on Facebook. Imagine coming onto my Facebook page and being so passive aggressive and snotty, like, jog on, meat sandwich, go and annoy your own friends and family on their Facebook pages. She was insinuating that I don't pay for any of my cruises and no wonder you get all these upgrades because you're organizing something for Fred Olsen, etc. And on that one, I would say, yeah, I'm organizing something and giving up my time. I'm not going to complain if Fred Olsen give me an upgrade to a different cabin. I think that's fair enough. But actually, I pay for the majority of my cruises. So I don't know why she was trying to spread all of this misinformation. It's just a nasty piece of work. So just for your benefit, I do pay for the absolute majority of my cruises. I really do. And I'm sorry that every now and then I get a cabin upgrade that annoys some people. I'm really not sorry. I couldn't give them monkeys. And people say, well, that's not fair. Why can't I have an upgrade? And I'm like, well, are you vlogging and communicating with people and saying what's good and giving loads of tips and putting hundreds of pictures on the internet each week and creating all your videos? And are people booking cruises based on the fact that you've recommended something, sometimes cautiously, of course? If you're doing all of those things and cruise companies see that and they like that, then they might do something for you. And then there's generally like a crickets kind of moment. People don't say anything, like tumbleweed, They're like, well, I wouldn't do all of that. I'm like, okay. However, cabin upgrades, you can get them. You can. As seen on this recent Fred Olsen cruise, multiple people getting cabin upgrades, which makes me very happy. So no, I don't get lots of freebies, by the way. I pay for the vast majority of my cruises like everyone else. But a little bit more cautious now in terms of, as Hazel was saying, trying to find better deals. Hazel, to be honest with you, because I've got like at some point times of the year an open schedule, I'm just literally looking across the whole month on something like Igloo and thinking, there's some good deals that day or that week. Let me go onto those cruise websites and see what it translates to as a solo passenger. So flexibility of time, patience, and sometimes, yes, booking a little bit nearer the time is working better for me. And, that's really important. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing these every few weeks. I hope that helps. Oh, matron, absolutely. The Morning Cub, need to get me some fish funny. First time for anything. It is called that. I know you'd be like, you're so rude. It's called that. There's another one on my river cruise, which was equally hilarious, which I hope you enjoy. Those river cruise vlogs start this Wednesday, by the way, in case you're wondering. There was another fantastic name. Oh, gosh. Anyway, Barry is suggesting people go to Madeira to Funchal for New Year fireworks. It's amazing. It does look amazing. It really does. If I were to do that, I probably would be on an adults only cruise then. It'd be very, very busy, very busy. Here comes Aliwax fan. I can say it now, Alison. Aliwax fan. I don't feel bad saying it. I'm worried Osti is woman here. Oh, as Rich and I definitely want to go on the group cruise. Are there plenty of places? And is Matthew... Are there plenty of places? What do you mean? Are there plenty of places? So let me assume what that might mean. You mean on the ship, a ship that is much smaller? I think Fred Olsen Bolette has a lot of facilities for a ship of that size. I think that's fair to say. It has a number of restaurants, all very good, including the buffet, which is very good. They've got lots of live cookery stations there as well. They've got a grill next to the pool side, go figure, which does late risers, brunches, which I think is great. So basically, get a light delivery breakfast to your cabin, complimentary. All cabin deliveries are complimentary. All food that you have in your cabin is complimentary. Have a light little breakfast, then go to the buffet or the main dining room, have a little bit more, then go to the poolside. You could, in theory, have 4 or 5 breakfasts on Fred Olsen by midday if you really wanted to. Maybe you're asking if there are enough places to sit, like enough bars. There are numerous bars on Fred Olsen and lounges, and there's always somewhere to sit, always, when the ship is full. I've never not found seating or anything like that. But I'm not sure if you're concerned about there not being enough to do. Matthew's definitely not on that cruise. No, he doesn't have enough leave to give up another 10 days for that one. Joe, MSC, I fancy them. Thank you, Lost Shore. There you go. Lost Shore has her uses, doesn't she? Singing Buddha karaoke. I'd rather watch you on Bolette than Susan Kalman. Oh, I say. Poor Susan. I don't watch any of that, you know. Same with Jane McDonald. I've watched a few episodes and I like it. The TV I watch is even trashier. You know, I'm like a Real Housewives kind of person. I love all that. And Below Deck, love all that. You can judge me. I don't give a monkeys. I love it. Matthew loves it as well. We sit there chuckling away. Lost ashore, Bolette holds roughly £1,500, she's written, maybe passengers. Obviously, there will be normal humans on board who have no clue who Jamie is. I hope that's the case. Absolutely. Are you trying to say that everyone else is abnormal? Nikki question. We're going on a river cruise with TUI down the Rhine. Oh, that's familiar. What was the transfer like with TUI? Any issues? Nope. In fact, the vlog that's coming out, the first feature length, has the whole fly river cruise process and the transfers from Frankfurt, etc. That's all there. You basically go through immigration, collect your luggage. There's already TUI reps. They literally line the whole length of Frankfurt Airport. It was crazy. You reach the podium. They give you a luggage label to put on with your cabin number, and they then escort you to your bus. Your bus takes you to, if it's a Rhine cruise, if you're going to Mainz or Frankfurt, the transfer is about 25 to 30 minutes. Off bus, they will take your luggage to your cabin for you. Your cabins aren't normally ready till 3 p.m. So we arrived about, was it 11 a.m. at our boat? Got on board, registering on TUI River Cruise basically means you hand over your passport to somebody who works on reception, and they create an account for you, and you go and collect it later that day or the next morning. In the meantime, you're free to have lunch on board, enjoy the facilities, or like Matthew and I did, we thought we want to go and visit Mainz because they still had their Christmas market. And it was a nice day as well. So we did that, came back on board, cabin was ready, luggage was there. Bob's your uncle, Petunia your auntie. So really quite straightforward, actually. In fact, I was editing some of that vlog today and I'm actually saying out loud, this has all gone very smoothly. Of course, I can't guarantee it will work smoothly for everyone else, but it did for us. No problems there. Joe just booked Sapphire Falls in Orlando after watching your recent vlogs. Oh, can you put a good word in with me for Universal? They don't know much about me. I'm really pleased. You know that Matthew and I had a fabulous holiday there more recently. It was just wonderful. What a great resort. Please let me know how you get on. I would love to know. The Warrior Director UK. Gosh, I feel chastised just saying that out loud. I feel like I've been naughty. I've booked Christmas and New Year on Morella Voyager for this year. First time going solo. Oh, awesome. That makes me happy. You know what? I get so many questions and people wanting reassurance about going solo. And I mean, yesterday's message to someone probably came across as quite abrupt from me, but it was like, just do it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You already know they have solo meets. You can share tables. What's the worst that can happen? You don't like it. You don't do it again. Or you could just stay home. That's the alternative. Like, I'm pleased for you. Let me know how it goes. And I'm assuming that's a Caribbean cruise. Oh, gosh, I'd love to do 2-week Caribbean cruise. Love it, love it. Let me know how you get on, won't you? Oh, Trisha is underneath. I'm going on my first solo cruise on P&O Azura. First time abroad alone. Do you have any recommendations for solo traveling? I think I've just given them. I mean, bearing in mind a lot of my travels are solo now. Whatever I'm doing and getting up to that you see in the vlogs are things that you might want to do as well. But remember, there are always solo meets. On some cruise lines, I'm not sure about P&O, but they do like solo breakfasts, like Morella, for example. They'll put a separate letter in your cabin because they'll know you're a solo passenger in that cabin. And there's like a formal welcome letter, and there's a time to meet for breakfast. They don't put that in their main program because sometimes other people have infiltrated the group who are not solos, just want to get away from their partner, or maybe looking for a bit of, you know. I think I'll have a sip of water. So Morella cleverly put letters in cabins telling you what the dates and times of solo meets are. So I know P&O used to, I imagine still do, put it in their main program. So just to have a look, just double check the solo meets times. You can share tables, of course, breakfast, lunch, dinner if you want to. And if you do that at the start of the trip, if you want to meet other people, it might be that you then arrange to go out for drinks before dinner, go for dinner together, do specialty dining together. You might go on an excursion or go ashore together. Get to meet people on the first day or two is what I would say. And don't be afraid to ask those kind of questions unless you don't like them, in which case, run. I was going to say run for the hills, but I don't think cruise ships have hills, do they? Let me know how you get on. Okay, Lost Short is answering Nikki's question about transfers. I think she's basically saying what I've said. Thank you very much. Hi, Josh, fellow Amazing Stoker here. Whereabouts, Josh? Whereabouts in Amazing Stoke? Maybe we've seen each other out and about doing our shopping and stuff. Please keep those thumbs up coming. It'll be lovely to have 200 by the end of this. Happy Amazing Stoke to you. Holiday Have I want to do Alaskan too. Her best of Princess. I mean, Princess do a lot of Alaskan cruises. Likewise, Holland America, I think, are well known for that, aren't they? Singing Buddha is reassuring Trisha about solo cruising. Craig, a nice wee trip to Salou for solar eclipse. Yeah. Do you know what? I can't believe how many people have watched the Salou vlogs. It's like mind-blowing. There are some vloggers who have said to me, you know, you probably don't get the same sort of viewerage of your land-based. And I'm like, well, yeah, sometimes I do. It seems that some of you are still interested in land-based, as am I. Yeah, why not? A bit of Salou. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Alaska is my favorite ever bucket cruise, says Alex fan. Yeah, it'd be good, wouldn't it? Trisha, 27th of March to the Med, looking forward to it. Thanks. Good. Arlene, we did the Hawaii one 10 years ago. Go to Pearl Harbor tour. I'm not actually going to Pearl Harbor tour. I did consider it, but there were other things I wanted to do on the island. So yeah, apologies about that. Sorry about the spoiler I sent by Instagram. Oh, you'll have to remind me what that spoiler was. I'm not sure what that spoiler is. Can't remember. We've got people talking together about solo cruising, which is nice. So I won't read out all those comments. All announcements are like MSC, 4 languages. Oh, that's fine. I actually, Matthew and I were saying we quite liked the announcements in 4 languages because you've got the French and the Spanish and the Italian. So it's like good practice for me. I love that. And the English, I'm not too bad with that. Costa announcing English, just speak Italian first. Okay. Trisha is thinking of going to the Canaries on Avia. Okay. Book it. Yes, Trisha may speak a P&O. Anyone may speak a P&O here. Just because I've got an issue with that awful leadership doesn't mean that other people can't speak about them and enjoy their cruises with them. I'm just not going with them. They're still ignoring us. Once a month I post on X. Dear Pino, would you mind please letting us know what the outcome is after the whole Malafia? I do it once a month and it's now a year with still 0 response. So you can't blame me for having an issue with the leadership. You cannot. Places is in capacity. Okay, thank you, Ali. Wax fan, Alison, I think that's been answered now, hasn't it? Daisy's thinking about River Cruise next Christmas. Looking forward to the videos. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy. Trish has been offered a cabin upgrade on my cruise in March. There you go. It ain't just me. Thank you very much. Hazel says positive vibes only. I've missed that. Had a lot of jobs this weekend that I was not looking forward to, but I swear saying let's do this really helped. Let's do this. I'm trying to come up with like loads of different ways of saying let's do this now, so it's not always the same. But I think I end up looking just a little bit deranged. So hey ho. Some people are saying it's okay with the upgrades. Jamie, thank you very much. Yeah, Simon, haters gonna hate. Block them knowing that you're too awesome for them. I just can't be doing with like that level of negativity is ridiculous. Someone said it's called jealousy. May well be the case, actually. Is it even worth thinking about, like, what goes through some people's minds, you know? Why would you be bothered if you had to host a drinks event? I wouldn't be. I suppose the thing for me, Lost to Short, is I'm going to be hosting other events. So it's like an evening off for me where someone else is doing the hosting. That would be nice, I think. Donna is advising on ships and cruise lines out of Malaga. Thank you so much for that. David, on Britannia Feb to the Caribbean, is it worth getting an airport lounge before a flight? Depends where you're. You mean from the UK out? I kind of feel like for an early-ish flight, you're going to have to be there at about 8 a.m., aren't you? So I don't know. I think a lounge is nice, but personally, when I go to the airport in the morning, by the time we've done our bag drop and gone through security, etc., we head straight for somewhere to eat breakfast. I personally prefer going to some of the restaurants in the airport than the airport lounge for breakfast, just personally. I think it depends as well whether they have a lot of flights going out, how busy it's going to be. Matthew and I don't bother with lounges ever. I believe having using an airport lounge at Barbados Airport, Grantley Adams International, is a good idea. That's what I understand. Okay, let's keep going. I just was going upwards then instead of downwards. Imagine that. Oh my God, we're already an hour in, folks. That's terrible. We'll do 5 more minutes. Let me see if I can get through some more of these questions. SGC, take no notice of these meat sandwiches. They're just jealous. If they watch all of your vlogs, they realize you don't get upgraded very often. Oh, now, interestingly, someone who was a friend on Facebook, when someone had commented, do you ever pay for a cruise, which is just stupid and insulting, because they clearly don't watch, because I normally say this cruise cost me. Someone then commented, apparently a friend who's no longer on there, by the way, still searching, I quote, still searching to find anything negative he said. Like, what? I'm someone who never says anything negative or critical. What? Have I missed something? I mean, what a meat sandwich. He definitely couldn't have looked very far, really. I mean, I thought I always said when I didn't like something, to be honest, or something wasn't working. But you're right. I know. I do try not to take any notice of them. I just like sharing it with you sometimes. So you know the kind of things that are happening generally behind the scenes on Facebook, my own Facebook page. Away with them. Keep your negativity somewhere else. Thank you very much. Okay. Hadwins, childcare sorted for the group cruise. Holiday booked. Are you kidding? That's amazing. You've got childcare sorted for your 10 days. That's amazing. That's exciting. We'll have to get you DJing. Absolutely. That's the way you said it earlier, wasn't it? Do you need a DJ for that cruise? I just thought you were like joking. Are you being serious? Hadwins, that's amazing. People are talking about their favorite cruises pre-COVID. Fly to Malta, then sail to Greece and Crete. People are saying this is amazing. Lol. Look at you all talking amongst yourselves. I feel like I'm intruding on your conversations now. Keep those thumbs up coming, please. People are agreeing with my taste in trashy TV. Holiday Have Loves Below Deck. Thank you very much. Molly's Cruising and Lifestyle just come off New Year on Acadia and saw lots of river crews leaving Amsterdam. They look so long. Yes, as in the boats. Sorry, my mind was going all over the place. Yes, they are quite long, those boats. And fabulous. Someone's asking somebody else what Arcadia is like. Don't ask me, because the last cruise on Arcadia was not very good. Lost to Shore said should have been. Oh, I won't go there. Let them have their conversation together. And there you go. Everyone has different opinions. Molly said it was fantastic. Our last cruise on Arcadia was below par for us, I have to say. Let me just keep scrolling and make sure I haven't missed anybody. Paul Green says, don't forget late night snacks on Fred. Yes. Mr. Green is one of the naughty patrons who was on board Fred Olsen and didn't tell me until he was on board. And didn't we have a little dance together, Mr. Green, arm in arm with the live music, the live band? He's on the vlog. It's funny. We went for late night snacks afterwards, didn't we? How many chicken wings did I eat? I think it was quite a lot. Quite a lot. Ooh. Fish fingers. People talking about fish fingers. I mean, what the hell are you on? You don't need to apologize for being late, Nancy, my darling, and you can always rewind it and look on catch up. I think I'm nearly at the end of this now. 1 more minute, so I'm sorry if I don't catch any other questions, but you're all chatting so much. Bye, Hev. Speaking of airport lounges, if you're flying from Heathrow, happy to get one sorted for you at the weekend if you would like. Although I just heard you said about restaurants. Yeah, that's very kind of you. I have an early flight at the weekend. I think it's like 7:30 in the morning. So I wouldn't waste your effort and kindness on me with a lounge this weekend. If it were a bit later in the day or maybe like long haul, I'd be like, Simon, please. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. I'm just going to be walking around like this. Iced coffee, iced coffee. But really do appreciate the offer. Thank you. I'll be catching you soon, don't forget. He's not going to forget. I was one who forgot. Angela, do Fred Olsen cruises do coach transfers to Portsmouth? Do you know? I couldn't see it on the website. From where? You mean like just for a normal cruise? I honestly don't know. I know for the repositioning, we could have got a coach back up to Liverpool, but I can't answer that question, I'm afraid. Sorry. I think that would be one for somebody else on here who's cruised with Fred more than I have. And I don't use the coaches, so I never really take any notice about that, to be honest with you. Hadwin say, yep, that's fantastic. As someone who has watched him get pissed off, yes, he is negative sometimes. He is a human. Yes. Every now and then, I just swear then. Oh my God, did anyone beat me out? Did anyone beat me out? Is there a time lag here? I just swore. Yeah, we all get negative, don't we? But I also tell you when things aren't going so well on trips, cruises, or things to be careful of, watch out for. Right. I did get to the end. I'm really sorry if I missed anyone's questions, but the chat went wild at one point. If you're here and you haven't clicked on the thumbs up, please do so. I can see that there's still 194 of you left here in the room and only 178 thumbs up. It would be appreciated for my OCD. On that note, though, that's 2 Mondays on the trot. We've spent time together. Yay! I won't be with you next Monday because I'll be on Costa. I will try and do a pop-up live from somewhere on the trip, okay? Preferably from the ship, but we'll see what the Wi-Fi situation is like. Otherwise, I could use normal data, though. I'll try my best for you. As always, thank you so much for your company. Keep an eye on the horizon for the group cruise information. It would be lovely to have as many of you there as possible. I think it could be a very memorable trip. Thank you for your support as always. Thank you to Lost Ashore, who has become a moderator in this group, whether she likes it or not. I hope I get a nice coffee at Costa. Take care, everybody. I hope you have a great start to the new year. Lots of love to you all. Mwah. But not you down there. Right there. Not you. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.